renew.
Okay.
Tonight. Why don't you go enjoy yourself while I go ice my balls and spit up blood, team player? We're doing, I'm looking down, wrong camera. Son of a bitch. Wedding Crashers, 2005. Crashing Weddings. What was, hey, what was your guys' song to dance to with your wives at your wedding? What was your first dance to?
Um, Mine was a song that was covered by my wife's best friend. She sang it. You were there, you remember. Um, and the song is called Mango Tree, and it's by the Zach Brown Band, and no one's ever heard of it before. But we were really trying to pick a song that would work for her to sing at like first and foremost, and then backtrack from there into like would we dance well to it, and like did we like the band and that kind of thing. Really obscure,
Hmm,
but it worked out really well. I was happy with it.
nice. Jason, do you have a
I'm not married, but if I was,
what?
I don't know.
I thought you were.
I'm not married. Been together long enough, 23 years. I call it 25 to life, which I don't like that too much, but
Oh my
yeah.
god. I thought for sure I thought you were married, dude.
Well, according to California law,
No,
I'm sure
no.
I am somehow. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
No,
well,
we didn't get
I
you
think
heard it here.
after I think you're legally married, but you guys haven't
married.
done the marriage thing. After a certain amount of time, you're just married anyways.
They're like, fuck it, just be
Right.
married. Yeah.
7 years, common law, right?
Yeah. You get half the stuff at that
Well,
point.
do you guys ever think you will get married?
I don't know. Maybe, I've considered the whole Vegas drive through, get married by Elvis, do you in the driver's seat, get, take you in the passenger seat kind of thing. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got that
yeah,
right.
you can't have a common fucking $30,000 blowout wedding. That's just, you gotta do something different, man.
No,
Something
right.
different.
You reach a point, right?
We'll
You
see.
reach a point, and it's like, who am I trying to prove it to?
Fuck it,
All
we're going
right, well,
skydive and get married.
that's right. Yep. Or a catamaran on a sunset cruise, maybe. Because Grand Wailea is going to be too fucking expensive. Can't do that. But I can do a captain on a boat on a sunset cruise. We'll see.
Captain Ron.
Uh, Jason, what did you think of
Yo.
this movie? Give us a rating and a grading.
Oh man, I was hoping you wouldn't pick on me first, but um okay, so I don't know what it is, man, but it's hard for me to watch movies that try to be funny. Um I really liked this movie when it first came out, but watching it this time I was like, okay, it's kind of a little long. Um I think that the two main actors, um Vince and Owen, I'm gonna be controversial on this one. I think their acting is almost the fucking same character every movie they're in. I mean, one guy has a nose that's crooked, and the other guy talks super fucking fast just to be funny. And I can't. I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of either one of those guys. So, um,
Wow.
I I know I'm just not. I mean, and I really totally
Wow.
forgot. Oh wow. Bradley
Wow.
Cooper didn't even look like himself in this movie. I was like, what the fuck?
He's so
Uh,
young, dude.
I was at
Yeah.
first,
This
I'm
is
like, that
before
looks
he
like
was,
him. That's
He was
not him.
yeah,
perfect for
no,
that
this is
role
before
though.
he was famous.
Yeah, it was almost like he should have been Rudy. Um, but I mean, Christopher Walken, I think his role is pretty
Mm.
solid. But all in all, I give it. I mean, I was kind of thinking about this for the last hour or two. I think I'm gonna C minus on this guy. Um,
C
I would
minus.
C minus. I would give it a watch if you haven't seen it before. But I would definitely keep your hopes and aspirations and goals kind of low on this one. C minus.
Huh. All right. All right. Russ, your rebuttal.
Um, I agree with everything Jason said, like 110%. He could quote like the style of humor in this. It's definitely the specific style of humor that I think actually kind of walks the line with like waiting, but it's not quite there. It's not
It's not
quite
raunchy.
crass enough or raunchy enough,
Words
but it's like we're gonna
words
talk.
hurt. Okay.
We're gonna talk really
I want to
fast.
let you know words hurt,
No, no, no.
but go ahead and keep
let me
talking.
let me finish what I'm gonna say. So, like, to his point, a lot of fast talking jokes in this that are just thrown out there. Like, let's just say something really inappropriate as fast as possible and like not draw any air while we're saying it, and that'll make it funny. And there was this era where that was like the thing to do. And I feel like Waiting is on one end of the spectrum where that movie fucking sucks and does not stand the test of time and did not do it well. But this movie, when it came out and I first watched it, I actually didn't really like it all that much. And I think it was because it had that style to it. But this movie does stand the test of time to me. It's really grown on me. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson absolutely play the same character they've played over and over again. And this is definitely not even their best roles, and they're the main characters. But I really do enjoy this movie. It's got so many one-liners and great quotable moments. I would give it a B plus.
Okay, I appreciate what you have to say. I'm just like kidding.
Are
Just
you
kidding.
crying?
Well,
Yeah,
You
I think
were
I was. I
quiet.
was just
Like,
thinking that.
I
Come
I
here,
was
dude.
you answered
Speaking
a
on my
question
movie.
I was going to ask later. You answered a question, so I thought it would be funny.
you had
I
to cross
wasn't
it off
actually
your list.
crying.
I
Shut
did.
the fuck up. No, I was following up saying. Anyway,
It's eye
you
drop.
guys suck. This I would honestly myself personally as the person who picked this movie, there it's funny cuz I feel like it stands the test of time as well, but it's definitely like try and make this movie in 2023. They already in 2005 when it was coming out, that's the same year they passed a law that impersonating an armed serviceman was a federal crime. Like they really pissed some people off with the little purple hearts, and it's a gag that's in there one time. It's a way to get around a cash bar. We're gonna wear these purple hearts, and they were like, "Oh no, that this is gonna be something. We can't have this." Good on them for getting that actually passed, I feel like. But the point is, you couldn't make this movie now the way it is. What these guys are doing is absolutely no longer acceptable, and this would get shut down. But the movie itself, I don't know. I really love it. That opening scene with Dwight Yoakam and Rebecca De Mornay as the divorcees, dude. I feel like this movie's got longevity for when you want to actually pause it or take a pee break or anything. Like the first 25 minutes is super solid, all the way up until they introduce that they're going to go to this Secretary of State's wedding. I give it a solid A. I think it's got a few problems, but this is actually an A for me. And Premiere Magazine agreed and said this is one of the top 50 comedies of all time. Premiere Magazine. They were a magazine in the 90s that talked about movies. So that's how
I
important they are. Top
I
50
would
is too
actually.
much, but
I think I would agree with that, honestly. Like, you go talk to anybody. I mentioned to one of my team members, I watched Wedding Crashers last night, and he just like, oh yeah, that's one of the greats, and started throwing out quotes. The whole like the meatloaf scene is like, oh my
yeah,
god.
it's almost a meme now. Dude, them throwing in Will Ferrell at what it's like, where is this movie going? Holy shit, did they just bring in Will Ferrell? This movie's
He almost got
falling apart at
nunchucks.
the end.
Yeah.
It really is falling
Uh,
apart. Like, and
yeah,
did you guys watch the uncorked version? The
I
two
have
hour,
seen
I
it
tried.
before, but I didn't.
it's
I
like
tried.
it's over
Yep.
2 hours long,
Right.
and they where it's falling apart at the end, like it's just exasperated. They're throwing. I could tell why they cut it out. I didn't hate the scenes or anything, but it was just more lovey-dovey stuff, story building. Why does this guy like this girl kind of stuff? Which,
Oh, with Isla Fisher, right?
yeah,
Or is it
no,
Rachel McAdams?
it was more Rachel McAdams, yeah.
Okay.
Like there are a lot of bicycle riding and just cutesy stuff.
Bicycle. Okay.
Which it's and there were some jokes in there that were good jokes, but I still, as I'm watching it, I'm like, I could tell this is not supposed to be a 2-hour movie. If you're going to shorten it, you'd take these parts out. But yeah,
Right.
as I'm watching it, I was actually like, does the uncorked version not have the meatloaf scene? Like, because it was
It was
taking
so long
so
already.
long to get to
Yeah.
it that I was a little worried that I rented the wrong movie. I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
picked a shitty version of this movie.
You know, funny enough, I've seen it before, and what I always think of is the scene where Todd is yelling at the ocean, and Christopher Walken's like, "Yeah, you tell that ocean." And so I'm like rent or buy because I gave it an A. I like this movie. It's now unavailable on streaming, so why not make that never a problem again? I probably own it on DVD, but whatever. And yeah, I was like, I'll just buy the regular version. I'm gonna like that more. The uncorked just doesn't have enough. Like this movie's got the perfect amount of most of the stuff, and when he's reading the Don't Jump book and Vince Vaughn comes over. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
it's a French
dude,
book.
dude,
I skimmed through
get
it.
out. Uh, it was so fucking funny. All right, so Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson play the same role in every movie. There's an argument to be made, but I don't know. I feel like for Vince Vaughn, this is one of my favorite. Jason, you didn't care for him that much. Which actor or actress did you think really did well in this movie?
Um, I mean, the only one that really caught my attention was the father, Henry Gibson. I kept looking at him like, is that the guy from what's that Tom Hanks movie? The Suburbs or something? What's that Tom Hanks
Suburbia,
movie?
yeah, or no, no,
The
no, the Burbs,
no,
the
the
Burbs.
Burbs.
Fuck yeah,
I
it
kept
is,
looking. I'm
dude.
like, that's the guy from the
That's
Burbs. That's
Herr
all I
von
kept
Klopek.
the whole time. It's all I could think of.
Fuck yeah,
No,
dude.
yeah, I was like, God, that's all I could think of. But no, I think Christopher Walken was my favorite. But that Carrie O'Donnell character, the fucking weird guy that paints, that shit was
Hmm.
fucking weird. When he pops up, when Vaughn's all tied to the bed, I was like, what the fuck? What is going on right now? Yeah.
Dude, when
So
Walken's in there and he notices the rope, and then he's just
he's
like,
all,
hmm.
yeah, all right, cool.
And then he sees the photo. Vince Vaughn kept that picture
Did he
after the
really?
movie wrapped. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought that
when
was
he was
a
walking away in shame with the painting under his arm, I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. But,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Nothing. I mean, I could be, nothing really stood out to me as damn, that was good acting. It was more like just a bunch of like people, it seemed like they were getting drunk on the set, having a good time, and just fucking, having a good time throughout the movie. I didn't see anybody like,
Mm.
damn, that was some really good acting. That really stood out to me. Like, I mean, the soundtrack to me
No,
sounded better
I
than the
mean,
acting did.
all right, all right. Russ, did you think anybody really delivered in the movie?
So I mean, I grew up watching Touched by an Angel because of my mom, and Jane Seymour topless in this movie is a godsend. So
Yeah, and she's really
definitely
fucking
her.
funny, dude.
No,
Holy kitty
she
cat.
was great.
Yeah.
She nailed all her lines and just the character that she was supposed to play and the weirdness of it. When she calls him a pervert after that scene,
Right.
it was I was busting up.
After, I swear to God, she visibly orgasms when he first touches her. Yeah, and then yeah, pervert. I was like, God, this scene is really fucking dirty, and it's funny when he gets into it. He's all orbs. It's amazing what they can do. Yeah. Uh,
All the
I will.
women in this all the women in this I actually really liked. Rachel McAdams, like when you first see her in the movie, her whole look and smile that's going on, it's enchanting. Like I also would have fallen for her kind of thing. And Isla Fisher, like you gotta love her. You gotta love her.
Dude, that's my favorite. is Isla Fisher. Honestly, she commits so much, dude. When he's got the cut and she's spraying the fucking shit on him and just yelling at him. Oh my god. I think she's really funny in this. It's no wonder she's married to Borat in real life. Love Isla Fisher. She's phenomenal. Uh,
Babe, no wait, babe.
I kind of felt like
yeah,
Jane
right.
was
Yeah,
just Stifler's mom, like a few years later. It's kind of what I was thinking.
Jane
Jane
Seymour.
Seymour?
It was like, yeah, it
No.
was like, an
Her,
American Pie, Stifler's mom situation, and then she came out doing the kind of the same shit, and I was like, all right,
her
Yeah, when
face is
did but
better.
American Pie came out in the 90s, right?
it was like
But
2000. When did
yes,
this
I
come out? 90s.
understand in the same vein. Same
This is
vein.
'05. This is 18 years
Oh,
ago. Do you
Yeah,
guys
I know.
remember 18 years ago? So for me, my age, Owen Wilson was the exact same age I am today when he made this movie. And Vince Vaughn was a year younger than me, actually, which I think is funny. I think Vince Vaughn actually looks older than Owen Wilson.
Right. I would say Vince Vaughn has an older look.
Bradley Cooper was
I,
30.
yeah, super fucking young, dude. I look at Bradley Cooper and I can't believe it. Uh, all right. Well, I don't know. I got what else do I got here? What do you guys got? You got the rules
well,
for being a wedding crasher,
I,
right?
I do think that that's what I was going to lead into was, I think that they could have played off the rules a little more, because they kind of threw them out there, they kind of added it throughout the movie, but they didn't go over as many rules as I was expecting. I looked up how many rules there were, and it says there's 101 rules. I didn't
Hmm.
count how many they went over, but I'm thinking probably around 10 is what they went over. So, looking at the rules, some of them are pretty fucking stupid. Um, you know, um, it's funny when you read them because it kind of paints a douchebag mentality. But I guess that's kind of what the movie was
Right.
kind of based around in the first place.
Right.
But I really think they could have played off the Wedding Crasher rules a little better. Wedding Crashers 2, playing off the rules be better. It's kind of like Fight Club. You got to have rules. What's the first rule of Wedding Crashers? What is the first rule of Wedding Crashers? You guys should know
No
this. It was in
wedding
the
crasher
movie.
left behind.
There you go.
Never
That was
leave your
it.
friend behind. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually say that
Uh,
one. But they also say don't leave a wedding crasher in a loud coat or some shit like that.
I think that was just emotional. Yeah. He was just like throwing that out there because he was wearing a butler's jacket or something.
Right. Right. Yeah, the butler's jacket was pretty It's funny that he goes through this elaborate Scooby Doo like plan
And it
and
gets
they
whooped.
play it as realistic. Like a person would actually think this would work. His desperation level gets pretty good. I thought Owen Wilson was actually pretty good in it, especially being the manic guy at the end. Rachel McAdams said she got her sailing certification to do this and can now handle a 26-foot boat. She's that proficient. So, Russ, how many seamen do you think you can fit on a 26 boat?
um, my dad's boat was actually like 25, and
Huh?
you'd be surprised on how small that is.
Uh huh.
So
Small dinghy, huh?
I'd say like a dozen comfortably.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Bet you
Interesting.
didn't expect that
Interesting.
elaborate answer. Hey, rule number
No,
21,
I thought you were
make
going to
sure
say
she's
gallons.
make sure she's 18. That's rule number 21.
Should be.
21. Wow.
They got kind of far down the list.
Wow.
It should be
Hey,
number one.
hey, you guys want to go over a couple other movies that came out in 2005?
I do.
Sure. I want to talk about a couple of the actors. I feel like just like Henry Gibson, there's another guy who deserves to be mentioned. Do you want to do that first or do your thing first?
I
You
don't
guys
care.
want to leave it in the comments. What should we have done? Go ahead, Russ.
What should we have done?
Well,
Uh,
first and foremost, I think we get special shout out to The Island
With
because
Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor.
yeah, it's one of the top movies
How
of
was that
all
movie
time.
good? I don't fucking get it, but the movie was good. Anyway,
Isn't that Michael Bay? That's Michael Bay.
yeah,
Uh
yeah. was like,
So
and then
Batman Begins came out that year, which,
hmm,
led to A Dark Knight, which was
I
one of
mean,
the best movies of all time. Batman
Batman
Begins
Begins
was,
for its time I
was
watched that movie over and over and over again.
yeah, it was phenomenal. Definitely
Yep.
gets overshadowed by its younger brother later on. But one
Right.
of
Well,
my favorite movies of all time, V for Vendetta, came out that year. What do you guys think of V for
wow.
Vendetta? Because to me, it's an A+. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick it one day.
I won't give you my rating now then. But
Okay.
Oh,
Just the
snap.
story
I
is so great.
It's all right. To me,
I
it
hate
is
you.
not the amazing movie you believe, but it's all right. It's definitely good. It's from Vertigo Comics, and it's an Alan Moore. I mean, Alan Moore is one of the best comic writers of all time. He gave us Watchmen, uh, so many more. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Anyway,
Couple
I'm
other
looking
I
at
movies,
these.
digress.
a couple
I'm looking
other
at these.
movies we've done that came out that year. Hard Candy and Constantine. Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I'm not
One
seeing
good
any
and one
movies that stood
bad.
out to me.
Yeah, Sin City too. Did we do Sin City? I don't think we did.
No, we haven't done Sin City. Elijah
Anyways,
Wood is a cannibal.
what
Huh.
Annie just scratches people. That's his
Right.
whole I'm gonna kill you with my nails.
That's right. I'm a gross kid.
He rolls 20
Yeah.
on acrobatics every time. It's crazy.
Insane.
All right, Ben, what were
Uh,
you gonna do?
well, we got
There
a
we go.
couple of things here. Here we go. Here we go. Ellen Abertini Dow plays crazy old grandma. She's also the nice old lady in The Wedding Singer. Also, hit the button. We did that one. But I could go through them all. I won't. I'll probably take out a few. But Ron Canada,
Canada.
is it Canada?
Canada. Dude,
How do you
seeing
say
him
his
be
last name?
Jamaican was great.
Canada?
Well, his name
Ron
is
Canada.
Canada. His name is Canada.
Canada. Ron Canada. Sounds like a
In
character. Well,
Canada.
he is a character actor. He has got like a shit ton of credits between TVs and movie. He's bounced since the 80s, has had steady fucking work, has been in so many things that I've watched that I actually wrote them down. They cover the bottom half of the page. Like so many things. Adventures in Babysitting. Are you guys too young for that?
I remember that. I remember
Dude,
I'm
Vincent D'Onofrio as Thor.
I'm definitely too young because it sounds
Too young.
stupid, but the fact that you're excited about it makes me think I'm too young.
You should watch it. It's actually a pretty great movie. He was in one episode of a shit ton of movies, Cheers being one of them. Cheers is one of the most formative TV shows of my youth. And then 227, you guys probably are too young, but 227 was this like urban building comedy in the 80s. It had Jack Hay. It was excellent. I don't know why it's always stuck with me, but I really love that show.
that.
But
What?
anyway, a bunch of Star Trek. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Too young for it. Whatever. American President. Tracy Takes On. The X Files. Frasier. The Shield. Also, National Treasure, which is a great movie.
Yep. He's in Home Alone.
I know that's what I was trying
Home
to
Alone
figure out.
2.
I don't remember him in
Home
Home
Alone
Alone.
2.
No, he's in both of them.
2. Is he? I'm sure he plays a cop. He plays a cop or an agent in almost everything he does. He is the police officer. So, speaking of Nicholas Cruz, the director once revealed that if Will Ferrell wasn't able to be Chaz, he would have went with Nicolas Cage. Now, thinking of the nunchuck scene and Nicolas Cage coming out of the shadows, does that make this a funnier movie if it's not Will Ferrell and it's fucking Nicolas Cage? Can you imagine Nicolas Cage doing
I
that with
think
the crying ladies on him?
I I don't think he could have delivered the meatloaf scene as well, but I actually
No.
think that after everything that's happened to Nicolas Cage and all this like rich history that the people of America know of him, if we just had a movie where he yelled out random shit and hit people with nunchucks, it would be pretty great. Like I would love
Yeah.
to see it probably more so than Will Ferrell. I might even go up to an A minus if he was in the movie, but I think Will Ferrell would have done it better.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I think he's
I
sleazy
mean,
enough to pull off the funeral aspect of it, but
I you know, I
the
just
meatloaf part, I don't think he can pull it off.
I've seen Will Ferrell in enough movies that I love now that I don't need more. It's great that he's in them. And if there are more, I'm all for it. But if I got a Nicolas Cage movie that was basically a Will Ferrell movie, that'd be so fucking fun.
Didn't
it'd
they
be
make a
pretty fun.
movie
I
about
mean,
himself?
well, it's like a version of himself, and I highly recommend you watch it. I think we'll do it for the show at some point. It's
Which
got
one was
fucking
it?
Pedro Pascal. It's called The Inevitable, what is it? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And he plays like a version of himself who's way stuck into himself.
Yeah.
And Pedro Pascal is this super fan who's fucking a rich South American, like billions of dollars, and convinces Nicolas Cage to come down. Or there's some kind of like Nicolas Cage decides he's going to be like Liam Neeson and track down his own family. And it's like, no, get professionals. You're an actor. And he's like, I can do this. I believe it's really fucking good. Really good.
Dude, I just looked it up. It looks great. It's got a
It's
good
phenomenal.
rating, a solid rating, and
Yeah.
it's got a good cast.
Yep.
And
We'll probably do it on this
I
show.
like the story. I might pick it
Yep.
for my next movie.
Neat. Um, what were we were just talking about something. I had a whole segue. It
What were we
was
talking about?
Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, and then Walken. Everybody's favorite Christopher Walken played the Secretary of State. They found cocaine in the White House. Have you heard about this? Have you heard
What the
about the
fuck?
cocaine they
Yes.
found in the
I
White House?
when
Yeah.
they're watching
And
cameras and shit.
everyone's talking about how President Biden wasn't there when it was
Yeah.
found. Like the White House is a big place. I'm sure there's probably lots of cocaine in the White House, but everyone's got to be like, "Oh, it wasn't. We didn't find it in his room. Like, it's not President Biden. He's the only
Well,
person who lives there."
his son Hunter
Oh,
Biden is well known for his struggles. So I hear that they are just fucking going at, to me, it's like all you had to do is pay a page, go get $50 of cocaine, drop it in the hall, and Biden won't win the next election. I feel like this is either, I mean, people who work at the White House, it would not surprise me to learn that a large amount of them do cocaine. From what I understand, that job's pretty demanding.
dude, do you ever see how much money gets generated
Wow.
in a campaign year? They could
Right.
literally just pay anyone who works in the White House. Here's $1 million. Just go drop this bag over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could do that.
Yep.
I think we should
Yep.
hire that personal investigator from this movie to look into that for us.
From this movie?
Yeah, Wedding Crashers. Yeah, that person. That's
Oh,
how they
that
found out.
guy,
Yeah, the rain guy on the flip
random
phone.
guy,
Right. The bro?
The bro on the flip phone.
random guy who knows Bradley Cooper. Seeing
Right.
I do like
I
Bradley
will
watching.
look
Cooper
into that for you.
in that old
That's what I
football
do.
outfit. That
And
was
then right before I jumped on here, I was doing a lot of research and a lot of looking up stuff. And, you got to jump sometimes from splash pages. Apparently, Madonna had to be revived by Narcan, which means an OD. And so I wondered, has
What?
Madonna been at the White House lately? Because maybe two and
Wow.
two equals cocaine and something crazy is going on. Or did Biden call up Madonna and he was like, Big M, I need you to take one for the team. The heat is on. Distraction. All right. Wedding
wait.
Crashers. We averaged out a C to the third power. What?
No, we averaged out a B.
Sure. No, it would have
Because
been a B minus.
you gave it an A, right?
Yeah.
And I gave it a
And
B
then
plus.
Solid A.
I'm pretty sure
Nice.
it's a B.
wait. I think get something and write on the screen so people can do the math with us, and let's average it out
I don't
right
want to
now.
do it. It's either a B
It's
or a B
math
minus.
time.
It takes me a minute to do it, but it's either a
1,
B
2,
or a
3,
B
4,
minus.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And with
I
that,
I wanted to answer your question from earlier about Vince Vaughn
oh
and
sure,
movies
shout
that
out.
he's
All
done.
right.
Of his comedy movies, I
Mhm.
actually give it to Dodgeball. I
Hmm.
like Dodgeball a little bit more than
Okay.
this movie. I'd say Dodgeball's an A minus. This movie's a B plus. Given I have not seen Dodgeball in a few years, so I might watch it and go, okay, there's more stupidity in this than I thought. But have you guys seen Domestic Disturbance?
I want to say yes. I would give
It's not
Vince Vaughn's best to Old School. By the way, just throwing it out there.
well. Domestic
Domestic
Disturbance.
Disturbance, though, creepy, right? Isn't he super creepy in it?
It's not like overall, it's not a great movie, but Vince Vaughn plays a killer in it, and I think it's him trying to be more dynamic, and I would actually say he's the best part of the movie, and does an actual good job showing that he can be more than just this guy who talks fast and says raunchy shit or whatever.
I just looked up his movies. I don't see none of these standing out to me as that's the one. So I guess my opinion right
Wow,
there.
none of them, none of
None of
them.
them.
Well, hey, Ray Canada also in Cinderella Man, phenomenal movie. Uh, an episode of The Office. I mean, this guy's been throughout my entire life. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. Uh, any more fun facts before we sign off for the night?
Did you guys
All
ever
right.
watch No Escape with Owen Wilson?
Oh shit.
No, but I watched
Me
Behind
neither.
Enemy Lines.
But I